nephews were excited, as were most of the villagers, who saw her as a witch. I was not happy because I had seen beneath the mask. She was no witch, and those lies had been spread by England and Burgundy alike to make her death acceptable, demanded even. I had come to know her when I had escorted her to Burgundy. She was little more than a child, and while she may have been deluded about her visions, the fact remained that she believed them. A child should not be burned for what she believed was true. It saddened both me and my men. Isabel also understood as I had told her about the maid. The other reason I was sad was more practical. I knew that the burning would inflame the French, and that we would have to endure more fighting. That meant my peaceful life would be changed. While the maid had been alive, then the French had been less belligerent, hoping for mercy from the Norman court. It was not meant to be. I was invited to the coronation in Paris of the child King Henry as King of France, but I did not go. I knew that it would further alienate me from the Duke of Bedford, but the king's uncles were no friends of mine, and I would settle down to become a lord of the manor and make my home at Les Perrets a peaceful and happy place. I chose a new life, and I hoped that I would be allowed to fade into anonymity. Chapter 1. Rouen, 1434. My life changed when Sir John Talbot was exchanged for the French leader Etienne de Vignolles. Following his release, he returned to England, and after a meeting with the Duke of Gloucester and the council that ruled England, he was sent back to fight in Normandy under the command of the Earl of Somerset. Sir John was a good leader. Many said he was the best since William Strongstaff. I was too loyal to Sir William to agree with that statement, but I did regard him as a good leader. His mistake at Patay, which had resulted in the fall from grace for Sir John Fastolf, was something that had given me reservations. But when he returned to Normandy in the late summer, I was summoned to meet with him in Rouen, and I went with heavy heart, for I knew it meant that I would be leaving my home. Isabel knew that I had to go to meet with him, for I held lands in Normandy, and that meant I could be called upon to defend it. The return of English armies meant the resumption of hostilities. She was learning to be mistress of my hall, and the lively 3-year-old John was not making life easier for her. I was more than grateful for the presence of the 2 grandparents who were able to keep my son amused. I also acted as a sort of troubadour for him, but as soon as I was summoned I knew that our lives would change. She lay nestled in my arms, and I felt salt tears on my bare chest. "It may not mean war, my love. I served with Sir John before, and he may just wish my opinion." I felt the laugh against my chest. "And you do not believe that for an instant. You know that you will be called upon to fight, and it is in your nature to take up your sword. I am grateful for the few years of peace, but in my heart I always knew that you would have to return to the world of war." She was silent, and I said nothing, for she was right. For one so young she was astute. Her family's hardships had helped her to grow up faster. "I wish that you had taken Aidan and left Edgar Whitestreak here." She almost blurted the words out, and I knew that she would regret uttering them. "I could, and I still can, but that would leave Edgar to go to war again, and your parents would not see John. Would they wish that?" "No, but I do not wish to lose my husband." "And you may not. There will be time for tears when I have met with Sir John. Until then, this is idle speculation. Let us enjoy each other while we may." She was soon asleep. I could not sleep. I had served Sir William, and he had told me of his regret that he had been forced to leave his family as often as he had to serve the king. I suppose I had not understood that, for I had no family. Sir William was my family, and as I always followed him to war, I did not have to suffer parting. I had sunk roots into the land of Les Perrets. I was still Sir Michael of Weedon, but I felt more like Seigneur of Les Perrets. I finally drifted off with the image of the great warrior and defender of kings William Strongstaff filling my dreams.